When I select a series to watch, episodes, seasons are way down the page. Content rating, starring, genre, etc. above. It's almost the last thing to find. I think there should be way above, kind of the first thing to check, in my opinion. Okay, that's a comment from a real user, and the way I responded was good point. Our designer liked it the way. I think if you get good at quick scroll, you can get down there very fast, but how about in options and settings so the user can decide if that's top or the bottom? Okay, so what is this guy talking about? Let's go to the Android version and let's play it. And then let's, look at it. Okay, here we are. Let me change the language back because we had it in a different language. Okay. And we're back to English. Okay, good. And so now the complaint is, let's see if I already have, yeah, this will show it. If I go to a show here and I want to mark it as what, well, actually, this is a bad example. Let me switch over to a different one. Let me add in TV. Let's add something like, I don't know, Duster. Oh, yeah. Well, it's not really showing the problem. Mm-hmm. I think it's more on TV shows. Oh, I think, yeah, it's a TV show thing. Is it? So, yes, this is his problem. Okay. So, if you're on a TV show and, sometimes you don't want to mark the entire, show was watched. That's every single season, every single episode. Instead, you want to come down here and you want to say, okay, I've watched the first episode. This is really where all the action is individual. And this is also over here in this progress tab. Notice now I'm on season 1, episode 2. I click that and it'll take me up to season 1, episode 3. So yeah, so that's very important, being able to get there quickly, do this, and maybe I want to. Oh, there's a bug right there, right? Because oh no, I'm on episode 3, so it's correctly not checkmarked. But if I were to do this, now I'm on 4. Okay, and so his request is, whoa, why do I have to scroll way down here to do this? That's not fair. And my response was, good point, but the designer told me to make it like this. And so we compromised on, a setting saying like, well, maybe, this entire thing should be customizable where you can just decide, okay, each one of these sections, I want to pick the order. So if he wants to, he can move this thing even above the image maybe. So, okay, let's see if we can get that. Okay. So let's go back to a prompt here, and we are currently in, yep, this is the right stuff. And we just want to say clear here. And we want to say in settings, add a new section to the main menu called order sections. That will allow the user to control how API detail is displayed. Look at how API detail has different sections, like the backdrop path image and the poster path image, the title, the overview text, the list of episodes, etc. List all these sections in the new order sections view. drag and drop reorder them. All right, let's try that. Okay, it claims it's done. It did a bunch of stuff. Let's see if it compiles. It's always a good sign. Compiled the first time. Okay. So now let's see what setting has for us. Whoa, there's a new section. Order sections. Okay. Ah, it crashed. And big stack trace. Okay, so we'll copy this. And we'll just tell it, hey, you messed up. This error is caused by a classic compose layout issue, nesting scrollable components. All right. Okay, try again. Yeah. Okay, so sometimes when it takes it fails twice in a row, or it doesn't get it the first time, I will take this and I'll just leave Claude and I'll go into Codex instead, and I'll switch to the model of O3, and I'll say, hey, you look at this instead. Seems to be done. Let's see. No, I don't think it did it. Did you make the fix? Oh, an error occurred while processing a request. That's unusual. Okay, so let's switch to the other one. Let's go to Aider. And with Aider, you have to say add, I think. So let's say add. Well, maybe I can ask it. Can you add all the Kotlin files for settings? They want the full path. Can't you find the full paths for me? Okay, how about add app source star column star. Oh, there we go. Cool. Okay, now let me show the problem, which is here. Come on, Gemini. Ah, Gemini knows what to do. Is it already done? What did it do? Yeah, did something. Hey, look at that. Okay, so let's check this in because it's working, right? You always want to get your progress. So let's just say this was Gemini for win. And I figured out a couple files here, so let's add and say more gem files. Okay, great. So that's all checked in. We're in here, and let's just get out of here now because it solved our problem. Let's go back to Claude. Okay, so if we look at what it's doing now, though, customize section order, drag and drop and reorder sections, reset the default order. Okay, can I really drag and drop these things? Oh, I see why it's so complicated now. It's a scroll list, and within the scroll list, let's see, wait, if I click this, oh, this is just helping me move them up and down without having to do the drag and drop. Well, that's kind of nice, I guess, right? And so if the drag and drop just doesn't work, I think. Right, okay. So let me just try to get what the user wanted, which was seasons. Let's move seasons up. Oh, I think I exited that myself. That didn't crash. Okay, yeah. Let's move seasons all the way to the top. Okay. And okay, what happens? Look at that. Seasons are at the top. Wow, that actually isn't that bad, right? And it still works, I guess, yeah. So if we go to progress, yeah, season 5, all right. And so look at that. And then the seasons will be gone from down here. Okay, so let's try and move some other stuff. Let's go to settings, organize settings, and let's say I really want the recommendations. Let's move that way up. That was my fault again. Recommendations. All right, April seasons. All right, perfect. Hey, okay, this isn't good enough to ship, right? It's a little buggy, but it's a really good start, right? Okay, and so we've checked that in. We're in a good place here. I guess what we really want to work on next here is the drag and drop just doesn't work, right? So we have to make a decision. Do we want to just use these little things, which work, but it's a lot of work, or let's ask it one more time to try to fix the drag and drop. Okay, so we'll come in here and we'll say in settings, order sections, everything is working great. I can move each section up or down, and it has the right effect. Where's the defect? Well, it doesn't matter in AI. It'll figure that out. But since it's a scroll list that scrolls, when I try and drag and drop, it does not work. Think hard the right way to solve this for Android. Okay. Okay, it thinks it has something done. Let's run it again. Oh, okay. Minor. Okay, let's see if that compiles. New. Just one more now, though. That's good. Okay. All right, I can scroll. Oh, that was me, I think. I scrolled too much. All right, let's just take user rating. No, it's still not good. Okay, so let's switch to a different model again. Let's give Codex a chance. Codex is usually pretty good. In settings, the order sections has drag and drop feature, but it's on scroll view, so it's not working. Can you think hard about right way to solve for Android? I bet you over on iOS this will be very different. I bet you it's going to work just fine on iOS. Fix. Okay, it says it's fixed, the check mark. But is it really fixed? No. Okay, so at this point, why don't I, we have a lot of code that it's kind of messed up right at this point. That thing is all, like if I look at the diffs here, I think I'm just throwing good code after bad if I leave that. So I'm just going to remove that and admit we failed, right? And now I'm going to come back here and I'm going to go in Claude again. And I'm going to say, rethink how we are doing settings order sections. The goal is to let the user easily pick the order of each section. Originally, I thought drag and drop would be nice, but it's very hard to get working right. Oh, we'll use this word, ultrathink. Ultrathink, a solution for Android that's easy to implement, the correct Android way for this, and doesn't involve too It's going to do something. Okay, let's see. Oh. Okay, it says this is going to work easily now. I see these ones and two. Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay, do we want that? Because I still can't drag drop, but I mean, if that's the Android way, let's see how let's give ourselves a goal and see if we can accomplish it rather than just clicking randomly here. Okay, so oh yeah, let's start over at the default order, and let's say I want to get that seasons, and I want to make this 1. Oh yeah, that's much better. Make sure it worked. Yeah, okay, that's fine with me. So let's actually check that in. Working. Okay. And now let's do the exact same thing over on iOS. And so this is the wonderful thing about being able to copy the logic. I can tell it, a lot of that stuff can be reused. So if I come over here to Android ref, where this is the old Android stuff I copied over a while ago. So let me just remove it all. Okay, and then let me run this again and copy over every Kotlin file and every XML file. Okay, so that's nice and fresh and correct. And I'll go to audio and I'll say, can you review Android ref and look at how the new setting order, is it called order sections? I forget what we called it. Order sections. Implement the same thing on iOS. Use the right iOS UI. Maybe drag and drop will work better. I mean, that's all I have to say, right? Okay, it says it did something. So let's try to run this. Oh, it probably might have added new files. Let's see. Ah, yes, we have a shared model and an iOS view thing to add. So say add files. That's not detailed section, is it? Oh yeah, shared models detail section. And then iOS views order section. And now compile. Okay. And let me see. Let me change the language, of course. Okay, same problem on iOS. The drag and drop just doesn't work. So, okay, let me show you that. Okay, so here's what I just did over on the iPhone. It was in the wrong language. And then sure enough, I was trying to drag those little guys and did not work. Okay. So let's go back and tell it. We'll give Claude a shot. And, you know, that was good enough to check in, right? Well, that's a good base. So let's check it in, and it was good base. Okay. And now let's tell it the drag and drop does not work because of the dual scroll. Think hard, in fact, ultra think how to solve this on iOS in a very iOS way. The end goal is to make it easy for the user to reorder sections. Maybe drag and drop is the best way, maybe not. Okay, it's got an idea. You're absolutely right. Scope views make a drag and drop unusable. Let me think about it. We could have a pure list. We could have an edit button. We could have drag handles. Oh yeah, there's an iOS way to do this, I think. Okay, let's see what it did. Oh, okay, so now I have a little edit button here. And only when the edit button is shown am I allowed to, oh yes, drag and drop looks to be working. Okay, and then let's see if it actually works for a show. And on the show, okay, this one's fine. Oh yeah, look at that. It's it's a little bit messed up because it's got just this part, but we wanted all this part too. So let me see if iOS did that a little different. Where if I go to order section, I've got episode progress, but what about ratings, content, genre, show setup? Oh yeah, I think it's just episodes. Here it is. So I'll say edit episodes. Done. Hey, looking pretty good. Okay, let me show you that too. All right. Notice the new edit button. Click on edit. Now I can come down to episode progress. So I thought this was the whole thing at first, episode progress. So that's the first one I moved up. And so here it is. All you see is a little watch thing at the top, which that's not really what the user wanted. They wanted to be able to, mark episodes as watched as the very first thing, right? So no problem. iOS has that working too. It was just a different section. There it is. Okay, so let's call that done, and let's stop the video there. Thanks for watching.